Hey everyone, what's going on? Greg here again from Team Blast. So I have a Locksmith client. They're in Utah, and their primary keyword Locksmith has improved from 15% share of local voice now to 23%. I'm going to walk you through what share of local voice is, and then also what I've done for them to grow their account to get them more leads. So to start, what is SoLV? So share of local voice. This is a metric that Local Falcon uses. So if you ever search for Locksmith on your phone, you will see three organic map pack listings. This is where you can actually call the business directly. Or if you're on your computer, you can maybe visit the website or schedule a booking, but this is where you want to be. This is what gets the most phone calls and most leads for locksmiths and all other types of local businesses. Now, if you're using, let's say, the Google Maps app, or you're using your computer and you go to Google Maps, you search for locksmith again, those top three that were on Google search will automatically appear at the very top of Google Maps search. So you get both search and also maps. But if you're not dots one, two, and three, which I'm going to show you in a second, you don't show up on Google search, which is where the primary amount of searches are going to take place on any given search. So the map change for my client, as you can see over here, on the left-hand side, this was on October 23rd. And on the right hand side, this is on December 10th. So it's a little bit hard to see. So what I did was I actually put all of the arrows to really point out exactly what were the dots that flip now that are on page one of Google. As you can see here, it's the same grid that we have. It's a 6 mile grid, 11 by 11. But we can see all the dots now that are on page one for them. So again, if you were searching for the keyword locksmith in any of these areas, you would actually then find my client, who now is going to be able to get more and more leads for their business. Again, this is the key to get more great local results, clients, because if you can get on more places on page one, you're going to be in the mix. Now you have an opportunity to get that phone call and potential customer as well. Now, what I really like about Local Falcon is that they give you the trend report. So every time you run the keyword scan for locksmith, it's actually going to say the cache memory of where you were before. I think one thing that would be a little bit better within Local Falcons is that they can actually show a line like this. So what I did was actually I put the line exactly saying this is how we were back on 1023. And now here's the incremental growth that we have for the term locksmith. So even though we went slightly down from a day over day when I searched on December 10th versus December 9th, I know that we are above compared to where we started. So that's why I kind of said 23% is the share of local voice. But I'm continuously seeing growth. So if you really look at this, it's actually in the middle of November. That's when we had consistent growth. So every time you run a keyword scan, there's a lot of factors that go into ranking. So it's different competitors. It could be hours. It could be Google testing out different results. It could be new competitors coming into the mix. There's so many factors that go into rankings, which is why you need to take the aggregate month rating for the keyword to see if you're growing or not. So month over month, more searches. So that's great that we're improving the page one rank for the term locksmith, but what does that actually really do for a business? So on the left-hand side is October, right-hand side is November. There's a month over month difference. The term is locksmith. You can see on the left-hand side, we went from 515 searches now to 815. That's 300 plus more when we had that growth from October into November. And already December is really strong for my clients. I expect let's say another 300 more searches on top of that. So that's gonna be another 600 searches more than they were getting back in October to get more customers, get more leads, and get more business for their locksmith company. So what I've done, so to start running Local Falcon scans to get the baseline metric is key. Every time a potential lead reaches out to me, I always run the baseline scan and say this is currently where you rank in the given radius that you're servicing. Next, on their Google business profile, I made several changes. Things like their question to answers. I rewrote their description. I've uploaded photos. I created updates on a weekly basis talking about all different types of locksmith services that they provide, and even much more. Next, I review Local Falcon competitor reports. These are actually really important. So when you run the scan, you have to see how your competitors are also ranking. So I review their profiles, I review their categories, I look at how many reviews they have. I'm also looking for other gaps too that I think I can overtake based on how they're ranking to get my client more leads. Next, I use both Microsoft Copilot and ChatGPT to help analyze the Local Falcon scans for their business. So what I mean by this is that I will then take multiple scans within the heat map and I'll throw them into Copilot or ChatGPT, and it'll actually kind of help me understand what are the dots that I think I can actually flip. Then we'll kind of analyze things like on the website, competitor websites, the Google business profile, and more to say, hey, what can we do to get a little bit more competitive for this particular town or city so we can rank better? Next, I've been testing different secondary categories for my client. So I'll test things to see, if I add this category, does the dilute away from the keyword locksmith, or did it actually improve, or did it make no difference? Then I document all those changes just to make sure that we're constantly changing, constantly testing, see what we can do to maybe push a little bit more performance. Next, I added local schema markup to their website. I talk about this all the time. I think this is a really important ranking factor. I think more for Bing than it is Google, but I'm going to get into that in the next part, which is I sync all my changes from Google directly into Bing Maps. I think the consistency of NAP, name, address, phone number, and more is important across the web. And then, of course, with Apple, there's no sync button, so I have to manually do that. And then number 8, my client gets reviews on Google. They also get reviews too on Yelp. So getting reviews is important. It's a freshness factor. I think it can help with dwell time, but it also gives more trust as well. So when people leave really good reviews and they share photos, and my client responds to them and engages with them, I think that builds an additional trust level factor, which could actually set us to get that additional phone call as well, because it's a recent project that they did. It was successful. And now someone might now call my locksmith client because they have maybe a similar problem. Anyway, this is basically the main thing that matters. It's flipping the heat map to turning more dots green, 1, 2, and 3. That leads to more impressions. As you can see, we went up by plus 300 more searches, which then translates into more phone calls and customers for their business. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions, and as always, have a good rest of your day.